I want a man that'll feed me some steak. I want a man that I can
Why
have some
would a
fun
man want to
on a
do
full
that for
moon
you?
with. Because,
Explain to me why a
honey,
man would want to do that.
because I appeal to their senses, all their
What does
senses.
that mean?
And it's not like there's no lack of men that want to do this. That's like not the point. The point is a
It's
man
the
that's like,
quality of the men.
let me ease your strain. Let me admire your beauty. Let me put my ego aside and show you that I care about your pleasure more than I care about being the biggest fucker in the room. A man that's so secure that he's like, I'm honored you picked me, and you know what? I feel lucky. Not being like, yeah, I'm the fucking man, and I could go with her. A man that isn't gonna be disrespectful when I submit to him. And you know what? What I know a man, I submit to one when I fucking see one. So I think that that's all.
I think it's extremely off-putting when women brag about like something they didn't earn, like being born good looking or having youth and beauty that you didn't earn, like that you didn't work for. I think that's super off-putting. I don't know why that's a virtue. I mean, it's basically like I was born with value and I don't have to do anything or bring anything to the table. I'm hot, so therefore men should fall at my feet. I mean,
It's
is that what
almost
you're
like when you
saying?
open your mouth and you think your
Is that what
voice
you're saying?
carries weight. No, not at all, actually.
Okay, so I asked a question. I was like, "Well, so what would make a guy do any of those things for you?" And you just said, "Look at me, like because I'm
I
good
said I
looking."
appeal to his
And
senses.
I
You
asked you
have more
what
than
that
one
meant.
sense.
No,
I
but I
cater
asked you
to
what that
him.
meant, and you
I
didn't. What does
cater
that
to
mean?
him and I support him and I
What does that mean? These are
connect
just
with
this
him.
is the abstract. You're not giving anything concrete.
I
These
think
are not
what
objective
appeals to
examples.
each man is different, right? But also the
So can
same.
you
I look
give me
good.
some examples? Here's your looks
What
again. We
makes
already talked
someone
about that. What
okay?
else?
You just said men are primal visual creatures and they're not. So which
I
is
didn't
it?
say they're not at all. I'm just asking the
Okay, so
question.
then I'm
You're
saying
putting
I
words
check
in my
off the
mouth.
boxes, just like a man needs to be a provider, protect all that shit.
What are the boxes?
The boxes for a woman to be feminine, to be like pretty, to be someone that can respect authority when it's presented, right? I think men want to feel valued for what they provide. And if you're someone that's grateful for what they do instead of being entitled, I think that goes a long way. I was trying to get to this part where you cut me off, but this guy, I also bent my rules a little for him, right? You want to be the exception, you have to be exceptional. I'm not saying rules shouldn't be broken, but it's good to have them to protect yourself as a woman. Because if you know your value, you're not just going to let anyone access you. But this guy, he was like, I'd like to meet for drinks. And personally, I don't really drink a lot, and I prefer to like connect with someone over dinner or over like lunch or something. But I was also like, well, I don't really know him that well. What if I don't necessarily want to stay a whole dinner? Like that's kind of like awkward. So I was like, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'll meet you at the bar and we'll see if we get along. We did get along, and I kind of mentioned like, I usually rather enjoy a dinner. Like I don't really go out to a lot of more casual dates. Usually, even as friends, I'd rather get to know someone to even see if I like them before I accept a date. And I kind of was just busy that week. I didn't really text him back. And he was like, hey, I'd love to take you out to dinner. He picked a very nice steakhouse. I didn't mention anything. He could have invited me to tacos. I think what I value is the fact that he pursued me. He catered to me. He was like, she likes steak. I want to get her steak.
Yeah,
I didn't have to
everything is
ask him for
reactive.
that. I didn't
Everything
have
that
to
you
ask him for that.
all of your ways of showing appreciation are just
Mm.
reactive to what a guy is doing for you, but you've not said one time what you proactively bring to a guy which makes him want to do any of those things. You're like, I'm grateful when he spends money on me and I'm grateful when he does things for me, but there was nothing you said where it's like if a dude's I mean, I'm not going to sit here and use the "what do you bring to the table" line, but I haven't heard anything other than you said you looks 3 times, and then like a man must be performative and jump through these monkey hoops to get your approval, and you're
I'm a high
grateful
value
for it. Like
woman. And
that's
if you don't know
great.
what that
Like,
means, then I can't
but,
help you.
but
If you're
according
not
to
smart enough to
who?
know what
You
a
don't. How
man
do you
wants,
get to
then maybe you're not
determine
a
your
man.
value? In what
I
way do
thought
you
you
think you're high
knew
value? Did you say
because,
I know my worth? Like, how do you know that? Like, where's your worth derived from?
all right, let's talk about statistics, okay? I'm
Oh, I just want to answer your
trilingual.
question.
I have a degree. I am
Guys don't care
answering your
about that. Guys
question.
don't care
I'm
about that either.
answering. They care
Okay.
about looks, like you said.
They don't care
32
about your
triple D,
degree.
size extra small. Okay. Fertile, young. What else? Like
29.
there
It's
are
not that young.
metrics that you just want to like push aside or reduce. So you're talking about how high you are, yet you in the same breath are saying men only care about one thing.
Not what I
So
said.
stop. Playing
Again, you're
childish. Like,
mischaracter. I'm not playing childish. You're just not understanding what I'm saying, Joe.
She's
That's
very
okay.
well spoken.
But
She can have a good conversation.
she's well spoken, but she's incorrect, and she does a lot of word salads to try to make it sound like she's saying something of value and smart, but it's
well,
really
you know
not. Like
something
it's
about
been really
tossing
tough
salad, Moth.
to
You
get.
can
toss it
It's
all
been
day.
really tough to get an
You can give
actual
a guy a good
answer at the end of the
conversation,
night.
though.
Listen, I'm
That's
not here
the
to
goal there.
dispute that I'm desirable to men. If you want to ask all the
That's
men
not
in
what
my
anybody
DMs why
said.
I'm attractive to them or why these men want me, why my ex still wants to marry me, it's because I'm an intelligent,
Angelica, we get it
supportive
that you're
partner.
good looking. No,
And no,
it
I
has
already
nothing to
said
do
I'm
with
an intelligent,
intelligence.
supportive
Guys in your
partner.
DMs
And
don't
I
care that you're
challenge a man's fucking
smart.
ego. And usually they like that. You know why? Because no one
They
else
really
fucking
don't,
does.
actually.
All
No,
they
they really
have is their
don't.
little
But
friends that lick
again,
their ass and drink beers.
let's take your
And
looks out of the
men
equation for a
like it when
second.
you actually make them prove that they're men. So
Let's
when I'm
take
like,
Why don't we
okay,
take the looks out of the equation for a second? Because you like to reference that quite a
I
lot. This is
wasn't
the
always this
crux of what I'm
attractive,
trying
you
to
know. When I got proposed to, I didn't look like this.
This is what I'm trying to drill down as the crux, because your
I
beauty
was
is going to
deformed,
fade.
actually.
Your beauty is going to fade.
Yeah.
And eventually, a guy's going to be with you long enough where he doesn't see you as attractive he does on day one. Every day that passes, your attractiveness in a man's eyes decreases,
Y'all aren't
especially in a
quite the
long-term
lookers either,
relationship.
you know? And your dick stops working, and then what? You care so
See,
much about your partner once it doesn't work, right? But men are the ones that leave their wives when they're sick. Yeah, I know my looks aren't gonna last forever. It's why I have such a sharp tongue and I know how to like support a man in other ways. But you're claiming men shouldn't open up to women,
and all I've done is
right?
ask for one
The
example, but you
whole
haven't given me one. All you keep doing is
the
saying my
the
looks, and I
thing we're
have
trying to get
degrees and shit
to
like that.
is, yeah, those other ways that you're talking about that you support a man. What are those ways?
I think men need to feel valued, whatever that is to them. If it's recognized for the hard work they do, if maybe they enjoy showing you off with, I get it, they're visual. So, of course, they're going to want an attractive partner, someone that's desirable but loyal, someone that can, someone that hasn't been around town with everyone. Like they have a good reputation, they're hard worker, they're someone that's disciplined. Like I do those things. I also support him focusing on himself. Like men are different than women, and I'm not a very needy partner in the sense that I respect him when he's busy and I'm open and agreeable when he's ready to connect with me. I think agreeableness, when it's with a compatible partner who respects you, it's a very important quality in a woman. You might find me defensive or argumentative, but I feel like it fits the setting, no? And I'm just kind of matching the vibe. But it's like in a relationship, I want my man to be the strong one so that I can be soft. And men appreciate that I am feisty, that I do know how to hold myself, but I know how to be soft for the right person. And that's what they crave.
It's
They
nonsense.
crave to see me relaxed.
Conditional
And
femininity. It's nonsense.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel? Hit subscribe.